Hello and welcome to Season 2 of the Spirit Lounge podcast. With me, David.
And me, Glenda. And we are two psychic mediums from both sides of the pond.
Glenda is in Australia.
And David is in the UK.
And we're here to talk about, discuss and give our opinions on all things spiritual, including psychics and mediumship.
And if you've listened to the podcast before, you know how much we love to laugh while keeping it real, honest and down to earth.
As well as having those discussions, there'll also be guest interviews and maybe some other surprises.
So come with us now on our podcast journey and let's see what's happening in the Spirit Lounge for today's episode. Hello, David, and hello, listeners, and welcome to 2026.
2026 indeed. And we are recording this in January. So we hope you've all had a lovely January and are ready to hit the rest of the year. With gusto, some excitement, and ready to do something different this year, I think. And that's what we're going to talk about, isn't it, Glenda? We're going to talk about what we're thinking for this year compared to last year. Is it going to be different for us? What we've got in the planning? Have we planned anything at all? And all that kind of stuff. So how are you, Glenda? How has the new year been for you so far? Appreciate it's only a month in, but how's it going for you?
Oh yeah, it's been a bit chilled, and we've had a little bit of excitement with the cyclone over this way, and I've had a bit of time to chill, relax, do some gardening, and just kind of take a step back and do me. What about you, David?
Been pretty similar. I was sick at the end of the year because we had that horrible flu that was going around. So my other half had it, and I thought I was getting away with it because for a week I was fine. I was like working, I felt good. And then a week later, I came down with it. And so I had to cancel my last dem of the year, which I didn't want to do, but I just couldn't do it. And so I had a little bit of a break as well. And yeah, not doing much, but I was busy in my creative mode, creating different courses and workshops and things. But yeah, like you, I've had pretty much a reset, really, which I think was very much needed because 2025 was I think for most people, some of it was up, some of it was down, busy in some places and parts of your life and others not. So it was nice just to have a bit of a break. But it's also always very strange, isn't it, when you have a bit of a break from this work and when you have to come back to it, you go, oh fuck, can I still do this? have I lost my connection? Are they still there?
Yeah, I've lost my mojo. Spirit, are you still there? Can you hear me? 1, 2, checking. 1, 2, Spirit, are you there?
It's also, even if I go on holiday for 2 weeks, you come back and go, oh. Because when I go on holiday or have a break, I completely disconnect. I'm not walking around talking to spirit all day long. I'm completely disconnected. So when I come back to do the work, I'm like, oh shit, I can't feel them. Have they left me? Is this reading we're about to do going to be a complete pile of shit? Am I going to get on that platform and nothing comes out of my gob? I don't. What's going on? And I'm sure. Actually, I'm not sure. I know that the other mediums listening to this, who have found themselves in that exactly same position.
Absolutely. Hey, we're just normal. We're human. And if you're not feeling it, well, congratulations, you've hit the next level. But for David and I, we still feel it. I mean, we still kind of go, oh, I've had 2 weeks off. Oh, this feels weird. Oh, my Lord, can I do this again? But yeah, here we go. And it's January and we're already back into it. It's just crazy how it just rolls over so quickly. Time just goes so quick. Yeah. And we've been talking, and I hear you've had your creative juices flowing, David, with all your courses you've popped up on social media. What have you got? 6 courses, something.
Yeah, if I feel inspired to do something, I go with it because I know that if I don't go with it, I forget about it, and that's how you know it's inspired. Where you have something drop in your head. And if you don't write it, for me anyway, if I don't note it down somewhere, 10 minutes later, I've gone, oh, bugger, what was that thought I had again? Of course, it's not my thought, it's coming from wherever it's coming from. And so, because those things were in my mind, I thought, no, I'm not going to procrastinate. That's my thing for this year, is not procrastinating as much and just getting stuff done, not wasting time. And so, yeah, over Christmas, I was just there with I was God knows how many hours I was sat on my laptop for. Over the Christmas, just yeah, badgering away and just getting stuff done. And so I've created. Well, I had all some like the bones, the bare bones of courses already written, and I just sort of
Mm.
rejigged them, took things out, put things in, um, put them in different modules and different workshops, and so I've kind of streamlined the workshops that I had, and I feel a lot better about them. And I think when I've done it previously, I just wanted to do them, but this time I've kind of made sure that no, okay, that feels to me exactly what I want that workshop to feel like, and that one's exactly how I want that one to be, and so I feel a lot better about the workshops actually. So yeah, there's a free one. I did put a free one out, which is a online masterclass, which is on an on-demand video, so you can just watch it, and that's the psychic versus the medium. So that's more for beginners who really need to understand before getting into the work is there is a difference between psychic work and mediumship work. They are two very different things. And so that's available on YouTube. But if people listen, if you want that access to that video, you need to email me because it's an unlisted link. So you can't search for it. So if you want to know the difference between the two, let me know. And then the other ones are interactive workshops. They're online on Zoom. Um, and different a few different topics. So just go. I'm not going to go into it here, but go onto my website and you'll find them pretty easily. So yeah, there's quite a few. I've got four out at the minute, and there's more in the background I just haven't released. I don't want to release them all at the same time, and people think, oh fuck, which one do I do? So there are more there, and I'm still designing more as well. So hopefully it'll be a busy year doing a bit more teaching.
That's good. That's good. You've found your direction and where you want to head. So straight up, and you know, I want the listeners to also understand if they haven't found their direction straight up or which what they want to do. It's okay if you haven't, it will fall into place. I'm pretty much go with the flow type of person. I just kind of go with it. Um, and that's okay to be in that sort of groove as well. It will all come, it will all fall into place. Everything usually does. But there's some people that like a strict routine. David's one of those. He's kind of really, um, aren't you a bit scheduled in how
Yeah,
you
I think
like things
yeah,
to flow?
I tend to be bit like that anyway. So even my previous jobs that I've had, the feedback's always been on you're quite task focused. But I think well if I'm
Hmm.
not, I think things don't get done because
Yeah,
I can be go with the flow as well, and I have been that very much as well in the past couple of years, just go with the flow. But then you have to look at if you are that kind of person, I suppose, just in my perspective, I suppose, if I'm to go with the flow, do I let things flow past me rather
yeah,
than actually act upon them? And so I think it's good. Sometimes it's good to go with the flow and just not stress yourself out too much about I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to get this done, I need to get that done. I don't think that's necessarily healthy either. But I think sometimes, depending on what space you're in, mentally, emotionally, or whatever, you sometimes have to go. Well, I can go with the flow to a certain extent, but if I go with the flow too much, then I know that things are not going to get done. But that's just me. And so, which is why I said for this year, I'm trying to focus less on procrastination because I can do that as well. I've got book number two that's been sat there for nearly 2 years now
yeah,
because I just haven't been in the headspace to sit down and write the second book properly. I mean, it's always started, but it's just been sat there. But actually, if I keep saying, "Oh, it will come when it comes," do you know it's never going to come? So I have to, at some point, go. Well, actually, I need to stop procrastinating on that and actually do it and not worry about the flow because it's flowing past me at the minute down that river all the way into the sea. I don't know. I've just said that, but it's just as an analogy. And once it goes out to sea, it's never coming back again. And so, maybe it's an analogy that people can resonate with. I don't know. Um, but yeah, so I have to kind of, and when I get something in my head to do, I then kind of have to do it. And so
yeah.
that's just my process. But I know I have to-do lists. I write things down because if I've got too much to do, I don't remember it, so I have to write have to write it down and actually and go through the list, and I don't feel satisfied unless I've crossed those things off on my list. But that's just me, and that's just kind of
Yeah.
how I need to. But I just feel like if I look at the last year, 2025, I got a lot done, but not as much done as I think I would have liked to have done. So this year I've got to change it and to actually get stuff done and create those workshops and put them out there, not be afraid to put myself out there and go, right, I've got a workshop here. I might not been doing this work for 20 years, um, but actually I've got a lot of experience um, and knowledge, and hopefully people will lean into that. You know what I mean? So I'm being a bit braver this year as well. So trying to be a bit more confident
Oh,
in that.
oh,
Whether it
I
works or whether it
just.
works or not, I don't know. I'm just going with the flow.
Hey, like they say, David, you got to fake it till you make it.
And sometimes I have done. But go, do you know what? I feel the most unconfident person in the world at the minute, but I've just got to do it. If I don't do it, then it's never going to happen,
Yeah,
whatever
that's
the
it.
it is.
I've Yeah, I've kind of taken on this. I did a bit of healing and I've been doing a lot of healing for people. My healings are just next level. And I'm actually focusing on doing my diploma for my past life regressions now. I'm just putting a lot of time and effort into this. Um, but I just want people to also understand that coming into the new year, we don't have all the answers. You don't have to have all the
Mm,
answers. It's just about allowing yourself to kind of, reintegrate, or how could I say it, stretch yourself into this new year, but go in your own pace and just see where it takes you. If you're just starting off on this journey, you don't have to have it all worked out. You don't have to know all the answers. Um, we sometimes forget what it's like, to go back to that starting stage. And it's okay to go at your own pace. And I mean, you need to open up and bloom, and like they say, open that like an onion. Organically, you have to do it at your own pace. You don't have to chase the new trends or jump on the next new social media thing that everyone else is onto. I'm very unique, and I like my own thing. I don't follow what everyone else is doing. And I just think that people need to do their own thing. You need
yeah,
to go at your own pace. Don't be that person that, oh, shiny new object, let's chase that. Oh, let's go and
yeah,
do that next modality because it's something new. It has to be fully aligned with you. It has to speak to you. And you know what? So many people say, I've just lost my way, I've just lost my path. I don't know what it is that I want. I don't even, that's okay. You don't have to know the
mm,
answers. It's all going to fall into place, like just be patient with yourself and just allow it to just progress in its natural form, even with your mediumship or with whatever you're learning or your new healing or, your psychic work. This all takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. So, you know, feel into what you want to do. Does it sit right with you? And we've spoke about it. If you're going to do a new course, how does that medium work? Do you like the way that medium works? Do you want to work with that medium? Don't just jump on it because someone else thinks it's cool. That might not be for you. So, just you've got to have that pull. You've got to have that intuitive um, pull towards it to want to do it. So, what do you think, David?
do you know what? I'm
Because
nodding here like a
yeah,
like a nodding dog because you've just
you
reminded me of
are.
something to talk about. Um,
Mm.
what you say is really important, Glenda, is when you're looking at who you want to learn with. Talk about learning because you are
Yeah,
you're still working on yourself, and I think that's amazing. Is that we also always say both of us that this is a journey. This is not a 6 week course. This is about our continued development. And as you just heard, Glenda has been badgering away at home doing a diploma and still learning, still expanding her knowledge, um, and so she can help other people by bringing that into her services as well. And so that's really important. What Glenda just said is the continued learning. And the reason that's triggered me to talk about something is um, I had been I'd come across a lady on TikTok, and she is from Australia as well. And I was watching the videos that she was making, and it really stood out to me the importance of learning with people who you resonate with because of how they are, how they work, how they do their readings and all that stuff, and not based on the amount of numbers they have. And so, just to get without calling people out, just to give a basic idea of what I'm talking about, this lady had signed up for a course with I would say relatively well known, I don't know if it's Canadian American medium, who had put on this course and had spoken about what he was going to teach them and all that kind of stuff. And she had publicly outed him on TikTok. You can see the videos, but I'm not going to give her a name. You can go and see it yourself. But the point I'm getting to, the reason she signed up for his course is because he has God knows how many thousands of followers. He has his own TV shows and all that kind of stuff. So from what I understand, her basis for wanting to learn with that medium is because of those things, based on numbers, based on the fact there's a famous medium had TV show. It's not John Edward, before anyone starts, it's not him. But a TV show, and I've been doing the work for a while and all this kind of business, and very popular. But she based that on numbers. And when you're going to learn with somebody, in my opinion, that's not, and it's not me trying trying me selling my courses, right? Because if I was selling them, I'd give you the prices and the dates and all that kind of stuff. It's
Mm.
not. It's just the importance of, it doesn't matter how many followers a certain medium has or how many TV shows that they've had or their popularity or whatever. The reason I mentioned that is because she then went on the course and came out of it and complained because what was offered was not delivered.
Mm.
And so he was threatening her with his lawyers
Oh God.
because because she'd called him out basically. And he wasn't trying is having no trying to save face and damage limitations and all that business. But that was the point of the story, is that thing can happen. So she didn't go with him because she thought necessarily he was a great teacher, but she went with him based on, again, numbers, a TV show, and thought because he had those things that it was going to be great and deliver this great course. And apparently half it was not delivered. Half of those things
Wow.
were not delivered on. And that's my point, really. And she paid God knows how much for this course. It was
Oh, it would have been
it
a
wasn't
lot.
cheap. It wasn't cheap. And so she wanted that money back because she felt that the course, it was not delivered as it was set out to be delivered. And that was the point I was getting to with that story. That's not why you should be learning with someone. You should be learning with a certain person because you feel drawn to them. You feel that they're going to be the right teacher for you. Their energy feels aligned for you. It feels right for you. And that's the way of deciding. When people say to me, how do I decide who I go to learn with? Those things. Who do you resonate with?
Yeah.
Don't go to the first person who says, I've been doing this 25 years and here's my business card and here's whatever. Um, you have to always go with who resonates with you. And so that's the important thing, to make sure that you are in the right space to maximize your learning. Because if we're completely honest, when both Glenda and I look at mediums out there who've been doing this work for a long time, and they're, in our opinion, this is just our opinion, they're not always either the nicest of people, the most ethical of people, and the mediumship's not always great. So you can have a
Yeah.
thousand of followers and TV shows and whatever. Just because you've got a TV show, doesn't mean that actually you are the greatest medium. Because some of these media, if you look at the stories that some of these mediums have about their TV shows, they were just in the right place at the right time. not necessarily
Absolutely.
because they're a fantastic medium. So again, it's not trying to badmouth people. That is just the reality because we've seen it and we've been, we might have been on the receiving end of that kind of stuff as well. So it's just go with what you resonate with, go with, or who you resonate with, and where you think you're going to get the best teaching from.
Yeah. Whoever's going to nurture you, because you're going to be so vulnerable, and it's scary. And oh God, I remember the first time I jumped online and we had to go into breakout rooms. I freaking shit my pants. I was like, oh my God,
Mm,
I don't like this. I remember a friend of mine going, as soon as we went to the breakout room, she goes, I just press end on the Zoom. I said, why? She goes, fuck that, I wasn't going to do that. Scared the shit out of her. She goes, oh, they didn't tell me that they were doing breakout rooms or they were going to practice and that. It's freaking scary for a first-time medium to do
yeah,
those breakout rooms,
oh, absolutely.
or actually read on that whole screen, like you need to be in a place or surrounded by the right people, the right mentor, the teacher. And you know what? If it doesn't fit, quit. You know what I mean? You don't have to punish yourself or dread, that every Wednesday I'm back online and oh my God, I'm so nervous, I'm so scared. Look, it's good to be a little nervous, I find that it shows that you care, that you really want to put everything into it. But there's nothing worse than jumping online and doing these courses if you're not enjoying them, if you're dreading it, it's not worth it. You need to be in a place that's going to, um, you know, empower you to, when you leave, to be excited that you
Mm,
can't wait to do the next one, next week's, session, that you're just like, oh my God, I learned this, and you're going and telling everyone. That's where,
yeah,
that's when you know it's right. So,
yeah,
um,
and it
just
just
trust your intuition. Again, like I always say, book a reading with the person if you can.
mm,
You want to train with someone that can deliver the goods, not be all talk and
yeah,
talking it up, and I'm so great and look at me and I can do this, but then they can't do it. You
yeah,
want someone that can do it, that can deliver what they're training, because there's a lot that don't.
yeah. No, it's
There is a
true.
lot.
It's true.
But
And
yeah.
for this year, Glenda,
So
what you got planned? Have you got things
I'm
planned?
one of the,
Or you got things
no,
that you
I'm
want to
one of
do?
those. Yeah, there's things that I want to do. Look, there's so many things I want to do, but for me, I'm a bit restricted again when it comes to space. I just have this thing with space, and as soon as I find somewhere, I end up losing it because, again, it's so hard to find places where you can go and, do some demonstrations, or you can do some training, or you can do some workshops from that doesn't charge an absolute mozza, because you've got to factor. People say, well, you just put your price up. People don't want to pay. That's the sad thing. People don't want to outlay the money. Yeah, you charge all this for your workshop, but then you've got to account in the space hire and things like that, which is really expensive, and it puts people off. But they don't understand where we're coming from when we have to find that space to hire, where we have to go out of our way. It's got to come out of our pocket before we even get the numbers, and hope
Yeah,
that we get bookings. So it comes down to that for me again, which is a pain in the freaking butt. So
yeah. Same in the
yeah,
UK because I had someone comment on my post about the workshops because they are online. They still work, but they're online. And a woman said, I would have done all of them if they weren't online. I thought that's lovely of you commenting. Thank you very much for that very useful comment. But
yeah,
it's the same. It's
yeah,
to hire a
and
space. It's
yeah,
not cheap, and
no,
I mean, if I charge 500 quid for a workshop, oh, that'd be fabulous. But we don't, right? It's just
no,
because that's just
we
ridiculous.
don't.
And so, you have to find ways of still being able to capture people. And obviously, if you are someone, even mediums listening out there, if you are someone like myself who doesn't necessarily have a localized um, set of followers or clients or whatever, probably clients probably a better word, then
Yeah.
you've got no choice but to do it online because my clients are all over the place. They're not central to where I
Same.
live. And so I wouldn't expect people to drive 2 hours to come to a physical space to see me, right? That's a bit ridiculous. And so sometimes you've got to figure out ways around it. Sometimes we have to do things online as well. As much as we'd like that space, like Glenda said, though, it's not cheap to hire out a space to do something like that. So we have to just work with what we have, and they
Yeah.
still work.
And we,
They still work.
it still works. It still works. I mean, look at most of my training's been online. So,
Yeah,
you know, it works. People, all of my readings are online. The only way that you can get an in-person with me is to book a healing
yeah,
because it's incorporated within the healing. But again, like what we do doesn't come down to time, space. It's not, spirit is not confined to time and space. We can
yeah.
connect all over the world like we always do. Our clients are all over the world, all over Australia, all over the UK, all over wherever. Do you know what I mean? Like, but again, it's well and good to put that comment down. Well, I do all your courses. Well, you can supply the space that we can come and teach from.
Mm. Yeah,
They don't think about that for us, so it makes it hard. So yeah, again, that's my restrictions. I want to do a little bit more traveling this year, so we'll see where it all unfolds. I'm trying to create a bigger space here at home to work from. Manifesting those
manifesting,
words that David
manifesting.
hates. Yes, manifesting. Um,
Yeah,
I'm doing a lot of that, still, trying to be proactive with trying to put things into place so it can happen. Um, Money blocks is not my issue. I've got the money to do it. I just need it to transpire or to work out how I'm going to do this. I've got to tick certain boxes for it to work. So again, I've got to trust the process. If spirit wants me to do it this way, it'll happen. They're going to help me or they're not going to help me and it's not going to get done. Well, that's just the way it's going to unfold. I
yeah,
put it back in there. I put it back in their court. Right, spirit, you want me to up my game and, level up? Well, help me.
yeah,
Because at the end of the day, how have I got to where I've got? My mediumship, my healings, my psychic spirits taught me most of it
yeah,
because I've not had that place to go and learn from. Do you know what I mean? There is no spiritual church down the road or anything like that. So a lot of the time I say to spirit, okay, right, here we go. It's time for you to teach me. It's time for you to level up. It's time for you to show me something different. And they do. I sit here doing
yeah.
a lot of my courses, and I just did a massive course, and I thought, what did I just learn in that course? I reckon, honestly, like when I look at the paper, when I look at it when I'm learning through the workbooks and all of that sort of stuff and studying, I've been doing it for so long now. I go, well, what have I actually just learnt here? What have I learnt new? I reckon it was like 97% spirit have taught me.
Mm,
The rest was just like the, yep, confirmation. You're doing it right. You're doing it right. Wow, I've already been doing this because spirit's been teaching me. So
mm,
that's where the mediumship is going to unfold for other people as well. You're going to be doing stuff and going, I already did that, I've already done that. And you're going to learn it in class or learn it through your mentor or your tutor in that. And you're going to go, I'm already doing that. I'm already doing that because Spirit's going to be teaching you as you go along the
yeah,
way. So you're training and you're learning it on the job. You're learning it as you do your readings, do your practice. That's where you're
yeah,
going to be doing a lot of your learning. So
yeah.
crazy times ahead, I think, for me with what's to come. I want to do more. I want to up level. I just kind of go, I don't know where exactly it's going to happen, but
Mm,
I know it's going to happen. Um, I'll just see what transpires, and then I'll be like, David, knock, 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 I'm at your front door. I'm here, biatch.
Well, you're always welcome, you know that.
Yeah, I hope to get over there. I just don't know if I can, don't know when. I'm a last minute booking person. I just go, okay, I'm going. I'll be
Mm.
there next week, David. Look out. But yeah, it'd be it'd be interesting to get back over there and do some more work with everyone. So we'll see what happens.
Manifest away.
I will. So yeah, so that's our first episode, catching up and seeing what will transpire, all our dreams and our movements for this year. So we'll see what happens. Love to hear what some of our listeners are up to. You know, we have people that have been listening to every episode, our 40 episodes last year.
Mm.
They have really followed our journey and have been part of our little community here. So I'd love to, in the comments, just in the comments under the podcast, let us know what you're up to. What's happening for you in 2026.
Yeah, and let us know any questions you've got as well. So we want to be able to this year and this new season is to really address your questions because we sit here talking, and also we'll have some guest mediums and some other people on the podcast as well this year. So we're getting some more interviews lined up. But what do you want to know about? Are there topics you want us to discuss? You know, whether they are spiritual topics, whether they're just topics you think we can lean into and talk about. It might be interesting to maybe talk about different, I don't know, world events or different kind of cases like that, maybe lean into that a little bit. But yeah, any other questions you've got, people, do let us know so we can address them on the podcast and turn them into an actual episode. So yeah, do that. But that's it. We're going to start rabbiting on for the moment, and obviously we'll be back in the Spirit Lounge with loads more episodes to come this year. So keep your ears peeled and your eyes peeled for those guest interviews as well, which will release as video versions on YouTube. So some exciting guests coming up as well. So yeah. But as usual, listeners, thank you very much for joining us again in the Spirit Lounge for another round, for another season. And we'll speak to you all again next time. So good night, Glenda.
Good morning, David. Have a good day.
See you later. Bye, everybody. Thank you for joining us in the Spirit Lounge for today's episode. We hope you enjoyed what you heard. And if you did, please like and share the podcast. And if you can, please leave us a comment or review, as it really helps us out.
And if you want to hear us talk about a particular topic or have a question you'd like our viewpoint on, then email them to us on either davidhmedium@outlook.com or glenda-marie1@hotmail.com, and we'll get to them as soon as possible.
Lastly, if you'd like to connect with us individually and book our services, you can check out our websites. Glenda's website is www.glendamariepsychicmedium.com.
And you can find David at www.davidhmedium.co.uk.
For now, it's bye from me.
And it's bye from me.
Join us again soon in the Spirit Lounge.